sugar in this. Hey y'all, it's been a while, but now that I have number 2 on the way, I thought it'd be fun to kind of talk about everything that's been going on while I get my makeup on for the day, as I always like to chit chat while I get ready. It has definitely been a whirlwind of the last 17 weeks. For one, I posted a video of when I took the first test. When I took the first test, it actually was showing what I thought was negative at first. And then I posted it online, not thinking anything about it, and everybody kept telling me, like, you need to go take another test. I thought people were just trying to get my hopes up, but I went and took a test, and lo and behold, I was pregnant. But it was so funny because the test that I took, it was a positive, but it was so faint that you could barely tell it was positive. I genuinely don't know how people saw that in the video, but it blew my mind because I had so many responses of people being like, girl, you need to go take that. I actually got my first true positive at 3 weeks and 5 days, so very, very early. There was just something in me telling me to go take a test. I felt funny, I felt nauseous, I was like, something's not right. And actually one of the first symptoms I was having was restless legs, which is what I had really bad with my daughter. And I was like, that's kind of odd. We hadn't been trying too long, a few months. We were kind of trying, not really tracking, just kind of not really preventing. But I was definitely upset for a few months there because I was expecting to get pregnant quicker than I did. But I mean, all in due time, it all happens when it's supposed to happen, and that's what I like to believe, at least. It has not been the easiest pregnancy for sure. It's only my second one, but compared to my first one, it has definitely been harder. I don't know if that's because I have a toddler and I'm chasing after her and I'm home alone most of the time with her. So I haven't been able to just like relax like I did when I was pregnant with her. Honestly, when I was pregnant with my daughter, I was working a full-time job over an hour away. I had like 3 hours of travel every day to go. And I was definitely sick with her. I never did throw up, but I definitely was sick. I had the morning sickness. I definitely just did not feel good. But like I said, I was working a full-time job. I was working all the time. And I actually, while I was pregnant with her, I started working another job. I was working 2 jobs with her. And I was able to do that. Now, I don't know how I could do it now. The first couple weeks with this pregnancy, I truly was not able to get off the couch. My parents had to come bring me food. I was having a hard time getting off the couch. The only time I got off the couch was to go throw up. Like, that, it was bad. I was kind of blown away by this because I've had so many people while I was growing up tell me the second pregnancy is so much easier. It's so much easier on you. It's so easy. Like, I kept being told this. So I kind of just like expected it, you know? Like, my mom had always told me the second pregnancy was so much easier. With my brother, she had like not really too bad of a pregnancy. So I just assumed like, okay, yeah, like the second one's gonna be a breeze. I have never been so wrong in my life. Basically, symptom-wise, I've had everything from morning sickness to restless legs. I just started with the pelvic pain. I always forget what it's called, but it's like that shooting pain that you get. I didn't have that with my daughter, but I've had it bad this time. I don't know if it's because the baby's so low and it's like he's sitting on my pelvic bone. I don't really know what it is. I'm literally having to hold my stomach anytime I get off the couch. I actually ordered some tape that's supposed to be able to tape my stomach up to help with that. So we'll see if it helps. In the first trimester, I had a lot of headaches. It's probably noticeable in here. I'm kind of out of breath. I keep having to like pause because I keep running out of breath so much. As far as the weight gain this time around, I have not gained weight, which is crazy to me. I'm 17 weeks as of yesterday, and I'm really shocked about that because with my daughter, I gained so much weight so fast. But I also was like 115, 120 when I got pregnant with her. By the end of my pregnancy with her, I was almost 190. Like, I gained a ton of weight with her. So far, I actually lost like 5 pounds in the first trimester because I was throwing up so much. I was put on 2 different morning sickness meds, diclegis and Zofran. Zofran didn't do much for me though. And basically I was taking the diclegis twice a day, the Zofran 2 or 3 times a day. And that's what I was living on for months. As far as cravings, I have craved everything sweet and sour, which is exactly what I was with my daughter. Basically all of my symptoms were the same as with my daughter, except they're just a little stronger. So I imagine my surprise when we found out it is a boy. I was so shocked. Genuinely, me, my mom, we all just kind of thought, we're gonna have another little girl. Like, that's like all we thought. But we chose to do a private ultrasound. They actually came to my house and did it, which was really cool. At 15 weeks, and I want to say like 4 or 5 days. So it really was early, and I'm still kind of questioning. Let me explain why I'm questioning, because they told me boy. But I started, for some reason, I ended up on this side of TikTok where they got like the gender reveals wrong. They got the gender ultrasounds wrong or whatever. I somehow ended up on that thing the other day. And there is actually so many people that get the gender wrong. It's crazy. And it blew my mind because I could see it happening with girls a lot. But with boys, like, you kind of think, okay, well, you see something, it's a boy. Like, but then I somehow stumbled down that rabbit hole, and I saw so many people were getting it wrong. We have our anatomy scan coming up in, I think, like 4 weeks still. We haven't done it with my doctor's office yet. It was just a private ultrasound that we did with someone who used to be an ultrasound tech. Just the more I look at the videos and the pictures of when we found out it was a boy, I start questioning, because it's really hard to explain, but I almost think it's an umbilical cord. I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know. I mean, I could just be imagining things. Honestly, I had a hard time dealing with the fact that it was a boy. Not because I was disappointed that it was a boy. It's more of like, I'm terrified to have a boy, and I don't know what it is about it. It's kind of ironic because I grew up with boys all around. My brother, obviously, all of my cousins were boys except for like one who was a girl who was way older than me. So I never really hung out with her. I pretty much grew up around boy cousins, brothers friends, stuff like that. So I grew up around boys. There was no girls around us. There was no girl babies. My daughter is the first one, like, in the entire family. But for some reason, the idea of having a boy scares the actual heck out of me. I don't know if it's because my brother was so rough that I worry about broken bones and I worry about things like that, which obviously any kid can do that. So maybe it's just irrational fear. I also worry that I'm not going to be a good boy mom. I know that sounds crazy. I'm literally just like airing out everything in my head right now, and I'm not disappointed. I'm really not. I'm excited. I'm excited for something new, to have a taste of both. But it definitely scared me at first. I think the hardest thing though right now is trying to figure out a name, because every name that I like, my husband hates. And every name he likes, I hate, so we cannot figure it out. We have narrowed it down to a middle name, and honestly, if I could figure out how to use that middle name as his first name, I would do it. But no middle name that we like that would go with this first name matches our last name. Like, it doesn't sound good together. So I think we're going to end up using this as a middle name. We're going between 2 or 3 different first names. But at least we've narrowed it down to 2 or 3 names. It's just choosing between those. It's hard. Every name that I like, Kyle's like, oh, that's a baseball player name. Oh, that's a football player name. Oh, that's a basketball player name. I'm like, Kyle, babe, as much sports as you watch, you're always going to have a name for somebody in sports. The name that he likes is actually the name of one of his favorite actors. And I'm not like completely against this name. It's just the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I don't know. I think there's a cuter name that we can figure it out here. Basically, we were so prepared to have a girl that we had already figured out her name. We had it figured out. And then when we found out boy, we literally looked at each other. We're like, what? But I really am excited. I've already figured out his nursery. I know I'm getting ahead of myself. I've already figured out the nursery though. At least for the most part. Eventually, I would like to get in there and start on that. But right now, my daughter's room is the nursery room. And then I have to move her room into my office. Right now, I'm using my office too much. So, like, I'm, like, waiting to the last minute to give her my office. But I also went on a shopping spree already for him. Basically, a thrift store near us is going at a sale. I think their actual last day is tomorrow. So I went last week and stocked up. I have clothes all the way up to 12 months right now. I need to get like mittens, socks, hats, shoes. And besides that, he's set. We're like committed now. So if I find out it's a girl, I'm going to be once again thrown for a loop. But I really am curious to see what this ultrasound is going to show in a couple weeks, because I still look at this video and I start questioning, because I'm like, I don't know. In some angles, I'm like, well, we'll see. I sound crazy when I say that, I know. But I posted it on TikTok, and I was talking about how, like, I was wondering if it could be wrong. And I had like a couple people comment that were like, I was told it was a boy for a month and then I found out it was actually a girl. And there was a couple people that said that. It's going to be interesting having a boy after having a girl, but it's also going to be kind of fun because it's two different worlds, best of both worlds, I guess. As far as this being our last kid, I said no matter what, this was our last one. I was done. And I said this when I was going through like the morning sickness really bad. But now I'm like, I don't know. I start questioning. I always said I wanted like 3 or 4 kids, but honestly, the morning sickness, this pregnancy has been so rough up until right now that I'm like scared. I don't know. I don't know if this will be our last one or not. I question it. I mean, obviously I've got to get through it, see how this goes, whatever. But it does kind of break my heart thinking this is the last one. I also said with my daughter I wasn't going through this again either. So I'm back here taking everything in me to not start nesting and not go ahead and start on his room. But we're waiting. We're calming ourselves down. We're getting ourselves sidetracked. I'm gonna have to do a haul of all the stuff I already bought him because there is so much, along with my baby registry, because I found so many cute little boy things. And I know I keep getting comments about people talking about how they can't find boy stuff that they like, and I'm very picky about it too. So I'm gonna have to do a video on that and show what I have on my baby registry because I'm really excited about these things. I guess this is where I'm gonna end this video today because I could quite literally talk all day. This coffee is getting to me. And yeah, thank you for watching. That's it for this video, and we will see you in the near future. Hopefully we figure out a name pretty soon.